Hello all, welcome back to my channel Tech Trends. Today we are diving into the exciting world of Microsoft Dataverse, the powerhouse behind many of your favorite Power Platform solutions, whether you are a developer, a business analyst, or someone looking to enhance their data management skills. This video is for you. So in today's video, we will explore a Microsoft Dataverse, versatile and secure data platform which is designed to empower your applications and automations within the Microsoft Power Platform. If you are ready to unlock the full potential of your data, stick around. This is going to be an exciting journey. So some key points or highlights of this today's video tutorial: introduction to Microsoft Dataverse, data storage and management, integration with the Power Platform, and some real world applications. So let's begin. Firstly, I'm going to give you an overview about Microsoft Dataverse, that is comes into the introduction of Microsoft Dataverse. So Microsoft Dataverse is a dynamic cloud-based solution which organizes data and business logic to support integrated applications and processes in a secure and compliant manner. So it is managed by Microsoft, yeah, of course, and is available globally, even though it is distributed locally to comply with data residency regulations. So Dataverse, unlike traditional databases, cannot be used on servers alone and requires an internet connection as well. So Dataverse combines security, logic, data, and storage into a single platform, resulting in a central repository of organizational data. So it powers several Microsoft Dynamics 365 offerings, which includes field service, customer insights, customer service, and sales. So furthermore, Dataverse is a critical component of Power Apps and Power Automate, allowing native integration. So the Microsoft Power Platform's AI Builder and Portals features also use Dataverse, emphasizing its importance in improving business processes and data management. Some of the key features of this Dataverse we are going to look into now. Security. So how security becoming a feature of Dataverse? Dataverse handles authentication with Azure Active Directory. So to allow for conditional access and multi-factor authentication. So it supports authorization down to the row and column level and provides rich auditing capabilities. Then second feature we are considered as logic. Dataverse allows you to easily apply business logic at the data level. So regardless of how a user interacts with the data, the same rules apply. So these rules could be related to duplicate detection, business rules, workflows, or more. Now, data. Dataverse offers you the control to shape your data, allowing you to discover, model, validate, and report on your data. So this control ensures your data looks the way you want, regardless of how it's used. Now, storage. Dataverse stores your physical data in Azure Cloud. So this cloud-based storage removes the burden of worrying about where your data lives or how it scales. So these concerns are all handled for you. Now the integration. Dataverse connects in different ways to support your business needs. APIs, webhooks, events, and data exports give you flexibility to get data in and out. Now, the scalability of Dataverse. So, a Dataverse database can handle enormous data sets and complicated data models. So, tables can hold millions of things, and each Microsoft Dataverse database instance can have up to 4 terabytes of storage. So, the number and the types of licenses connected with your Dataverse instance determine the amount of data available. So data storage is pooled among all users or licensed users, so allowing you to assign storage as needed for each solution you create. So if you require more capacity than what normal licensing provides, you can purchase incremental storage according to the requirements. Now the structure of the Dataverse, Microsoft Dataverse database is structured using the common data models, specifications, and schema. So using the common data model as the foundation for a Microsoft Dataverse database makes it easier to integrate solutions which follow the common data model schema. So this is because Microsoft Dataverse database is built on CDS common data model schema only. So the usual tables of the solution are identical. You can take use of a vast ecosystem of solutions developed by vendors using the common data model. So whether you are building a Canvas app or a model-driven app, Dataverse is the ideal data source because it is the foundational data source of Microsoft Power Platform. So as a result, you will experience the most functionality, the deepest integrations, the most features, and the best ease of use of any available data sources. So from simple web-based data design to robust role-based securities, Microsoft Dataverse is a straightforward platform that you can use to begin designing your data structures and helping to keep them safe. Additionally, by applying any business rules, you can trust that your business integrity will be maintained no matter what tool you use to interact with the data. And another benefit of Dataverse is that all of your data is stored in tables. So a table is a record of data which is used to store data and different types of data, similar to how a table stores data within a Dataverse. So a Dataverse includes a base set of data standard tables that cover typical scenarios, but you can also create custom tables that are specific to your organization. So standard and custom tables within Dataverse help provide a secure and cloud-based storage option for your data. So tables allow you to create a business-focused definition of your organization's data for your use within apps. By the end of this video, you will have some solid understanding of Microsoft Dataverse and how to leverage it to build a powerful data-driven solution. So grab your notebook, sit back, and let's get started on this Dataverse adventure. So next I'm going to show you the data management. How can we create the tables in Dataverse database? Then what are the different types of tables we can create? What are the different types of relationships available for each tables? Then how can we manage the tables? Okay, so these things we are going to cover in this video tutorial. Let's go into tables and its characteristics. In Microsoft Dataverse, you can create and edit tables by using the Power Apps Maker portal. So you can see this portal in my background. So this is the Power Apps Maker portal, and you don't need to use an external table editor. Instead, you maintain a table and its properties with the user interface in this Maker portal. Before we are going to start creating the table in Dataverse, we need to understand some capabilities and options of Dataverse tables, what are different types of tables and the table properties, etc. So let's go for types of tables. So as you know, a table defines information which you want to track in the form of records or rows, which typically include column data such as name, location, email ID, product's name, price, quantity, etc. and so on. So tables appear in Power Apps, one of these different types. So majorly four types of tables you can create in Power Apps Maker portal. One is standard, another one is activity, and third is virtual, and the fourth one is elastic. Okay, so when you are going here, and click on the tables. Okay, and here you can see on top there is a option called plus new table, a drop down list. Just click on that, and here you can see create new tables, table advanced properties, create a virtual table. So if I'm going for create new tables, so it will go into the Copilot and it will ask for the Copilot to, okay, in which way you should have to create the table. Okay, let me open it. Okay, let it open. Okay, so while opening it, I'm just giving you an idea about standard activity virtual and elastic tables. So standard tables, several standard tables also known as out-of-box tables are included with a Power Platform environment that includes Microsoft Dataverse. So these standard tables are account, business unit, contact, task, and user tables, which are examples of standard tables in Dataverse. Most of the standard tables included with Dataverse can be customized. So tables which are imported as part of managed solution and set as customizable also appear as standard tables. So any user with appropriate privilege can customize these tables. Okay. Now, next is about activity table. So these are a special kind of table which are best for rows that have an activity based element, which can include a subject, start time, stop time, due date, and duration. So Dataverse already comes with several out of the box activity tables. Okay, so like appointment, task, email, phone call, etc. Now the next is virtual table. Virtual table, when you need this table to be populated with data from an external source outside of the Dataverse. Okay, so here some outside sources like okay, SQL Server or any other tables or any other database you are using to get the data, then you can use virtual tables. Then elastic tables are for when the table will store a very large data set in excess of tens of millions of rows. Okay, as we said, all these tables data we can store in Azure platform, right? So here for except elastic tables, all other data tables data we can store in Azure SQL database, and elastic table you can store the data where in Azure Cosmos data tables. Okay. Okay, now the portal is loaded with different types of tables we can create. So here, like not different types of tables, the tables which we can create in different ways. Okay, so let's start with. So here you can see these are the four options available now for creating new tables. So start with Copilot. Start with Copilot will help you to you just describe what type of tables you want to create with the help of Copilot. Then Copilot will automatically create the table with the columns. Okay, and then if you have a SharePoint list, okay, and you want to import that SharePoint list in your Dataverse database tables, then you can use this option, import a SharePoint list. Next is import an Excel file or CSV. If you have some data in your Excel or CSV, then you want to import it in the Power Platform Dataverse tables, then you can use this option. And here the last is start from blank. Start from blank helps you to create. Okay, so in your own tables, okay, you will define columns, you will define the type of columns. Okay, so all this stuff. Now I'm just going with start from blank. Now here I'm providing the table name. So for example, like products table. Okay, products table is my table name. And if you want to take the help from Copilot, here also you can provide the prompt like create a table named products table. Okay, so it will help you to create the tables, the columns related to the product table here. So now I'm going to create the table column name. So edit the column name, product ID, and product ID is single line of text or not. So these are the type of data which are going to hold in this particular column. So if it's a number or if it's a text or what kind of data it is going to store, this column is going to store, then we can select accordingly that. So here I am just selecting text, and text also here it is selecting primary columns can't be a different data type. Select a different primary column for your table before changing the data type of this column. So here single line of text, or this is just a warning provided. Okay, and this is a required one. Okay, so as this is considered as the primary column of this products table, so I have make it as required. And in the advanced options, you can see this is a schema name. Schema name normally we are using if you are using any JSON script or JavaScript, okay, whether this column is particularly mentioning there, then you can use this schema name there, then update. This is automatically created. The schema name will be automatically generated by the platform environment itself. Now this is product ID I have created. Now I'm going to add one more column. So click on this new column, and here I'm providing the name of that column, that is product name, and a single line of text it would be, and the format is text, and this is required or not, that we can mention like only the first column. Okay, if you want to make it as mandatory, then you can make it as required, otherwise okay. So the product name, if you doesn't want to mention, the user doesn't want to enter, without entering the product name also it can go, then you can make it as not required. So but now here I'm making it as required and click on save. So product name I have added. Another column I'm going to add is product price. And product price, so it should be a currency, so I'm taking it as currency, or else you can make it as number also, no problem. Then format, here it is not provided any format for this whole number. Okay, and this is also required, and click on save. A symbol column we have created. You can see on these columns, you can see along with the star asterisk symbol, so that means this is required. Now quantity, product quantity, and here this is also I'm making it as a whole number and required. Then total price of this product, so total price I'm making as number, whole number, and this is also required. Okay, so now I have defined the product table with the columns product ID, product name, product price, and product quantity and total price. Now just going for, if you want to edit anything here, you can edit it. Then click on save and exit. So this is a table which we have created from blank. So here you can set the advanced properties also for this particular table. So advanced properties such as track the changes and audit changes. So if any changes appeared, or if any changes going to happen with this table in future, so you can check on the track changes column or check on the audit changes properties of this particular table, so the users can easily identify if there is any changes happened to this particular table. Now, table ownership. When you create a custom table, the options of or ownership are user or team owned or organization owned. So after a table is created, you can't change the ownership. Okay. So user, for a particular user or a particular group of users, you want to give the ownership of the table. Okay. Then while you are creating the table itself, you should have to create that table ownership also. So after the table is created, you can't change the ownership of this table. And there is organization owned also. So data belongs to the organization, access to the data is controlled at the organization level. Okay, now just to check where is our table which we have created. This is the products table. And the standard tables which we have discussed. So these are the examples of standard tables. You can see over here standard table, then activity table. Okay, the type of tables which is having here. Okay, so products, we have created the products table, which is also a standard table, and these are the tables which we can edit also, and we can use it according to our requirements. We can customize this table and use in our applications as well. So these are the tables for that: account, address, okay, attachment, business unit, contact, and activity tables also there for appointment, okay, email, fax, etc. Now just to click on table advanced properties. So table advanced properties, for example, I'm just creating the table name. Okay, so here customer. Okay, and here the advanced options. So which type of table you are going to create. So here it will list out what are the different types of tables. So whether it's a standard table or it's an activity table or it's a virtual table or elastic. We already discussed these are what it meant to be. Then if I'm going to create an elastic table, you remember, okay, this data will be residing where? Reside in Azure Cosmos database. So elastic table, and here the ownership. So this is we are calling the ownership while we are creating the tables. Okay, we can provide the ownership there. So user or team or organization we can select. Okay, and choose table image. If you are already having any particular table, okay, the same table type of table if you are creating, you can mention that or you can select that. Then here it is the color code. Okay, you can provide for the table to be attractive, and here how the data in this table is used and managed. Okay, so these are track changes or audit changes to its data. So these are the things you can check if you want according to the requirements. So here I'm just creating an elastic table and save it. Customers. Okay, so these are the properties of a table. Okay, when you are creating a customer table, when you are creating any kind of table which you are creating, you can see the properties of the table here. Okay, name, type, okay, primary column is name, and the last modified, here it is the schema. Okay, and the data experience, forms, views, charts. Out of this table what you want to create, the dashboard or charts or views or forms. Okay, and out of this table if you want to apply some business rules, okay, that is also you can use by here clicking on business rules. And here if you want to add more columns over here, you can have more columns here like by clicking on plus, and here the details of the columns you should have to enter. Okay, and available by default columns are available for this particular table as this name. Okay, so from these columns if you want to choose, if you want to show any of the column names here, so you can add by just check it out. That's it. Now the table relationships. Okay, let's start with table relationships. When dealing with Microsoft Dataverse, you should strive to maintain information about various sets of data in separate tables. This is referred to as data normalization. So, table relationships specify the various ways in which table rows can be related with the rows from other tables. So, we learned earlier in this session that database tables contain primary key which allows to uniquely reference entries in the table. So in that products table you have seen already. So in Dataverse, the relationship between two tables searches for or references the primary key. So search for like, okay, so lookup columns you can use for that purpose. Relationships, so table relationships define the ways the table rows can be associated with the rows from other tables of the or the same table itself. So there are two types of table relationships. One is one to many relationship and the one is many to many relationship. So one to many relationship and many to many relationship, there are some differences between those two. So the many to one relationship is not fundamentally different than one to many. It's only a different point of view. So the many to one relationship types exist in the user interface because the designer allows you to view and create relationships from either of the tables involved in a relationship. So if you have a one to many relationship between, for example, table A and table B, you can see a one to many relationship under table A in the Power Apps Maker portal and a many to one relationship under table B. Okay, so it's a vice versa thing. So a many to one relationship is just a one to many relationship viewed from the relator table. So it is not different types of relations, merely a different perspective. Now coming into the many to one relationship, in a many to many relationship, many tables rows can be associated with many other table rows. So rows related using a many to many relationship can be considered pairs and the relationship is reciprocal as well. So an easy way to create a table relationship is by creating a column with the data type lookup to another table. Creating a lookup column creates a many to one relationships. So here I will just show you how to create that. So here it is. Now just click on this relationships. So we are not having any relationship with the customer. So if you want to create, this is a many to one relationship with this. Okay, so these are the things. Now I am going to create a new relationship with the products table. With this customer table. So how can you create? So many to one or one to many. Many to many we cannot create. Now one to many if I am creating a customer, and from here I'm going to take this products table. Okay, so this is my product table and lookup column display name is customer and lookup column requirement, this is optional or business record. If you want to, you can do that. Okay, this is a searchable. So now you can see by default the customer column display name would be the lookup column of this particular table. And here for the general relationship name you can see here, and for the advanced option customer current table display settings you can provide if you want to do anything. So now otherwise just click on done. So I have created a relationship between customer and the products table. It's a one to many or many to one relationship. Okay, and here you can see the customer owning user many to one. Okay, the relationships owning team and owning user. Okay, many to one relationship it has been created. So this is the way you can create relationship between the tables. And now our next topic is Dataverse logic and security. So Microsoft Dataverse is more than a data store. It contains features to apply business logic to data and securing access to data. So tables within a Dataverse can be used rich server-side logic and validation to ensure data quality. You can also reduce repetitive coordinate app which creates and uses data within a table. So business rules, business process flows, real-time workflows, okay, business logic with code. So these are the things where you can apply logic and security. Now, let's start with the differences between Canvas app and model-driven apps in the form of business rules. So, business rules defined for a table apply to both Canvas apps and model-driven apps if the table is used in the app. Model-driven apps can use all actions available on business rules. However, not all business rule actions are available for Canvas apps. So there are some actions which are not available on Canvas apps are show or hide columns, enable or disable columns, create business recommendations based on business intelligence, etc. Now coming up to Dataverse security, Dataverse has a comprehensive security model which controls access to environments, tables, table rows, and other Dataverse features such as importing and exporting data as well. So here, as we said, the authentication we are doing along with the Azure Active Directory. So data in Dataverse is securely stored so that users can view it only if you grant the accessibility to them. So access to data in Dataverse is controlled using role-based access control, that is the RBAC policies or RBAC rules. Database security roles are collections of privileges and access levels. You can assign any of the standard security roles such as system administrator, environment maker, and a basic user. So what is system administrator? System administrator will get the full permission to customize or administer the entire environment. Okay. And then environment maker, which he can create new resources associated with an environment, including applications, workflows, and the connections as well. Now, the basic user, what he will get, he can run an app in the application in that particular environment and perform common tasks for rows on the out of the box tables such as like account, contact, etc. So, however, you should typically create security roles for any apps you build to provide the minimum set of privileges required by an app. The standard security roles cannot be customized for your table, so you can only modify custom security roles as well. So you can, where you can manage the security roles, you just go there in your Power Apps portal, and here in this settings, click on the settings, and here it will open several options with the side screen. You just click on this admin center. So this is the Power App admin center, and here select your environment and select the settings, and there you will get okay, let it open, and there you will get what the user's permission and the security roles, okay, which you have to configure for this particular environment or for the applications. So within your custom security role, you can specify the access levels for each privilege for every table. Okay, so this is your Power Platform Admin Center, and here by clicking on this environments, you will get the list of environments available here. Okay, so you can create a new environment, and if you want to configure any particular environment with by adding new users with different permissions, different security roles, if you want to add, then you just select which environment you want to do, then click on the scene as. Okay, so this is my environment I've created. Okay, so here you can see this is the environment details. You can see over here environment URL, region where you have residing this environment, in which locality, environment ID, security group is not assigned, then access, and here okay the Dataverse version, Dataverse we have enabled for this environment, and when it's started, and here it is the resources available for this environment where we can use this for creating applications and workflows. Then the security roles here, okay, you just click on this. Okay, the users, okay, if you want to see the users, okay, what are the how many available users they are for this particular environment, so it will show you that. So here it is, can see only 2 users for me now. So if you want to add users, you can just click on add users and enter the name of that particular username and then click on add. Okay, so this is the way you can add the user. Okay, and now you just go back again here in the settings. Okay, so here it is, the security roles. So if I want to add some security roles here, just to click on the security role here. So for example, like a system customizer or a system administrator. Okay, so for example, this is a system administrator role. So I'm going to add, so this way. Okay, so now for this, not having a privileges to add, because this is a I'm not the owner of this. Okay, so you can add by selecting the system administrator role, and okay, and then selecting which user want to have this administrator role, you can add accordingly. So here the users just provided. Okay, then and here it is. Okay, read write and client access license information and change position. Okay, so these are the things I have. And here this is, I'm just managing roles for this particular user. And here if I want to add, I'm a basic user, if I want to add system admin, system customizer, then environment maker also. Okay, environment maker role, then select it and then click on save. That's it. Okay, so now I am having all the 4 privileges or all the roles. Okay, now I'm having. So this is the way you can add the security roles for a particular user. Now its roles updated. Okay, now our last topic is Dataverse auditing and dual write-verse virtual tables. Okay, Dataverse auditing is like it is supported on all custom and most customizable tables and columns. So audit logs are stored in Dataverse and consumes log storage capacity. You can view the audit logs in the audit history tab for a single record. So you can view audit logs in the audit summary view for all audited operations in a single environment as well. How can we configure the tables and columns for auditing in Power Apps? You just to go into the Power Apps. Okay, I have shown you this app. Okay, once more I will show you this again. So for example here the customer table. Okay, and here if I'm taking the properties of this customer table. Okay, click on the advanced, and here, yeah, this is for track changes, audit changes. Okay, so just to check it on and it will audit. Okay, so this will helps you to audit your table. Okay, now our next topic is dual write versus virtual tables. So Microsoft Dataverse allows for many different connections to external data sources. So dual write and virtual entities allow Dataverse to access this data and write back to the original data source. So dual write is an out-of-box infrastructure which provides near real-time interaction between customer engagement apps and finance and operations, etc. So when data about customers, products, people, and operations flow beyond application boundaries, all departments in an organization are involved. So it provides tightly coupled bidirectional integration between finance and operations apps and Dataverse. So any data change in finance and operations apps causes writes to Dataverse, and any data change in Dataverse causes writes to finance and operations apps as well. So this automated data flow provides an integrated user experience across the application. Also, dual writes supports online and offline modes, and it follows the no code, low code principle as well. Now, for the virtual entities, for example, like finance and operations are a virtual data source and dataverse, and enable full create, read, update, and delete operations. That is all the CRUD operations from Dataverse and Microsoft Power Platform. So, by definition, the data for virtual entities doesn't reside in Dataverse. Instead, it continues to reside in the app where it belongs. So before CRUD operations can be performed on any of these entities from Dataverse, the entities must be made available as virtual entities in Dataverse. So CRUD operations can then be performed from Dataverse and Microsoft Power Platform on data which resides in finance and operations. So when we can use it, virtual entities and the real right are part of the shared data layer for the convergence of finance and operations applications and the Dataverse platform. So they are complementary technologies which are intended to work together. So for dual write is your best option when your data resides completely inside the Dataverse, whether that's across environments in the same tenant or between Dataverse and finance operations apps. Virtual entities seamlessly represent external data inside of Dataverse without replicating the data. So since virtual entities might be tapping into external data, it is not replicated within Dataverse. So it saves storage spaces. So you can configure your virtual entities to display the latest information available, but it doesn't reside in Dataverse. So if your data is for read only, this might be more appropriate approach for you. Okay. So these are the um, what we can say about these are the things, okay, which we are discussed about the Dataverse. Now, so you have completed all about the Dataverse, and so here I have provided some demonstrations on how to create Dataverse tables and the relationships, okay, lookup columns. So here in this video tutorial you have completed Dataverse stores data in tables. So here you have learned it's okay, it's preferable to use as many default tables as possible, like standard tables. You can customize according to your requirement. So creating new tables and relationships. So data can be added into a table from the tables screen either by manually inputting it or importing from a variety of different sources. Okay, so I hope you have enjoyed I hope you have enjoyed this session. So if you have any recommendations or if you need further more clarity on this, please put a comment below. And if you like this video tutorial, please like, share for better views. Thank you so much.